Alright, and hello everyone, welcome back to Plants vs. Zombies. We have now officially start the rooftop levels, as you can see there. And I want to start off by saying that this was harder than I expected it to be. The other ones, I've had to restart a few levels just because I was being stupid. This one, I tried being ethical about it the whole time, and I was legitimately struggling with it at points. Especially with those conehead zombies. I don't know why it was such a pain for me. And I'll get more into it later in the video, but I began to realize, like, a fundamental thing that I don't know, it was a weird experience with it, but yeah, no, so as you can see, I've got my bloom flowers, my umbrella flowers, dodging for the bungee zombies. We got a mix of watermelon poults, and you'll see a lot of those guys this time around, as well as cob poults, corn poults, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of throwers, but sometimes I incorporate pea shooters just because it's a little weird. As you can see, sometimes they're just picked for me, so I make the best of what I can do. I also will admit, I do restart one level in this episode, just because, yeah, no, patterns go all out the window this time around. But I do try and keep the fun sunflower pattern, generally how you see it now. But otherwise, yeah, no, we got some bucket heads here, and then I started trying to use the 3-peaters, because why not? I mean, they can still work, but they're not the best pea-shooters and all that, I mean. And yeah, a lot of lawnmowers get used to. It wasn't great. But in the 2 hours of recording that I did for this, where I was nearly falling asleep the whole time, not because the game was boring, but because I was inexplicably tired, I just, admittedly not every decision was wise, and it was really difficult to try and think of plants I could use in these scenarios that would deal the damage I needed them to deal to people like the conehead and buckethead zombies, aside from the watermelon poults, because, well, there's the rooftops and everything is on an angle, and I just wasn't too sure. But yeah, now, as you can see, my basic toolkit, I'm just aiming to try and use as many of the catapults as I can. Now, before I forget, just to, like, bring it up, I realized a fundamental thing with the cabbage poults, or at least a better way to look at them. Because, in essence, the cabbage poults are like the pea shooters of the rooftop. They deal about average damage, and yes, I just got a plant there. I'll talk about them in a second. They deal about the same damage as pea shooters, and they, you know, are just modeled for the rooftops, which makes them about equal. So, as I'll discover later on, and I'll bring it up once again when it happens, having like 2 cabbage poults deals with conehead zombies just fine. It's like having 2 pea shooters there. It just works. Which was the mistake I was making, because I was using corn poults, which unfortunately deal less damage when they're just flinging corn pieces, but deal a little bit more damage than average when they are throwing butter. And the butter's not guaranteed, so it really kind of messes with the whole thing. As did this assortment, because trying to use the dual pea shooters was not great. It was not ideal. But yeah, now I got the magnet shroom with me. I don't use the gold shroom, the gold magnet shroom anytime, but I use the regular magnets to deal with the ladder zombies and everything. And yeah, there's another lawnmower used. As for the garden plants, the Zen garden plants I got, I forgot to show them off afterwards. But talking about it now post-recording phase and having played Plants vs. Zombies since then, I can safely say that, yeah, there's the second one. I got, ironically, a cabbage pult and a corn pult as the 2 plants, which was funny to me. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but it seems when specific zombies drop Zen garden plants during a level, the plants that they drop are typically tailored towards that level, and yeah, you just saw me restart because I couldn't manage the zombies that were there. So this time around I brought in squash to deal with the football zombies should I need to. And here I really started picking up on it. As you can see, I kind of gained that idea now, where it's like, yeah, if I use a bunch of cabbage pult that do the same amount of damage as roughly a pea shooter and are more consistent than corn poults, then I might actually have more success with this, and so I did. And you can see it working significantly better. I just completely decided not to use corn poults this one time. It's kind of a shame that it took me this long to realize that, but I mean, maybe I knew before and it just never really clicked with me the same way, but yeah, no. And also, if you take away the helmets of those football zombies, they're just about as weak as any other one, arguably weaker, which is beautiful. It was so satisfying to see the football zombies fall. And so, yeah. The other problem with it is being daytime. If I want to use magnet shrooms, I have to waste 2 slots because I also have to use the coffee bean. And I didn't have any problems with the fact that they kept eating my pea shooters, because pea shooters were cheap and I was building up a lot of sun anyway. But yeah, no, the repeater sometimes, I mean, the dual pea shooter I just use sometimes for its repeater-like qualities. And yeah, no, now we get to this one, the scrolling level. And this level was, again, one of the more boring ones that I've done. But I don't know if I've touched on this before, I don't think I have, but there's an exploit you can do, where even if it's immediate, after a chomper eats a zombie, you can actually dig out the chomper, and the zombie will die with them. So it's actually, if you can just keep recycling chompers, which is the only thing that made this level go any sort of quick, because I was trying to be sparing with my, my cherry bombs. So yeah, as you'll see, I keep repeatedly cycling out, chompers, because instead of waiting the 40 some odd seconds they take to consume the zombie, they eat it, and then they get dug out, and they dig out the zombie with them, and then, you know, a chomper is ready to eat another zombie. It's a little exploit that you get from playing the game for long enough, and I don't know, it's a little cheaty, but it's what I had to do for the sake of this, because this was one of the most boring minigames I could have played, and I did not enjoy it in the slightest, because, yeah, chompers are just a little inefficient. And now I get to the guys with the basketballs, and I brought back in the umbrella watermelon, the umbrella plants, so I forget their name, I apologize. But yeah, no, I'm returning to that point, and as you can see, once again, I've got the corn pullets going on again. I still favor the corn pullets because of their capacity to freeze people in place. But even so, it wasn't the most optimal thing to do, and I started trying to replace them with watermelon pullets, and I think I succeed this time around, but I know I have trouble with it later, just cycling them out for that same kind of damage. Either way, they got the job done pretty quickly, and I was particularly proud of how this went, just because, yeah, you know, I had a bunch of twin sunflowers going on, and it was just really efficient, really effective, and honestly, there's not much else to say. If you have the umbrella plants, like, the cart guys, they do fucking nothing. Like, they're afterthoughts to you, but if you ignore them, then they can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, which they turned out to be afterwards. The problem with this level in particular that I remember is the fact that I decided to sacrifice the umbrella plants for the sake of bringing in the snow watermelon, or whatever it's called. Again, I forget. To just do something different and have a little bit of variety in this episode. And I got a few in, and they were pretty good, but the problem was that I sacrificed them for that, and as you can see, the bungee zombies were a pain in the ass because of it. They were not pleasurable by any means. But, you know, I still pushed through. Unfortunately, symmetry went out the window because of the bungee zombies, but you can only do so much. The cost was just too high to keep recycling, and like the slow recharge of the snow watermelon seeds just were not fun. And hey, I think this is the first level we had where there were 4 flags in a single game, which was interesting. It really shows you how much the difficulty amped up, because it did, and they were flinging a lot at us. Luckily, with the amount of sun we were producing, it was quite easy to bounce back. But of course, the problem was I was using a lot of expensive plants, which could make it difficult to sometimes do that. But, you know, here we are once again, and I learned something very interesting doing this episode. I mean, recording this particular level, because if you noticed, we started fighting gargantuars, which is, I think, the earliest we have ever seen them come out. And yeah, now you can see me really starting to pick up on the idea that if I just use a bunch of cabbage pullets, it's like using 3 pea shooters in a row, and it was really efficient, and it dealt with them pretty quickly, so I could build up my sun. What I noticed, and this will make it really easy for anyone who wants a tip for how to deal with the gargantuars, over time they start to show the damage on their bodies, and they start off by having a taped shoulder with a little X. If you can reach that state with a gargantuar, then a squash or a jalapeno pepper, or anything for that matter that's like an insta-kill, it'll deal with them immediately. and they won't even have a chance to throw the imp. The imp will die with the Gargantuar, which is just really efficient, and I learned it and helped me deal with them really quickly, which was very nice. So they became afterthoughts, and suddenly here we are once again, and they're throwing everything at us, and I made a quick change at the end there. Soybean was pre-picked, so I just got to use the Magnet Shroom as intended, and once again I think I stick to the same strategy. I didn't even bring in the corn pult. At this point, I'm just hoping to eventually replace the cabbage pult with the watermelon pult, the same way I used to do with the corn pult. But yeah, no, having that like 3 rows of cabbage pults just dealt with most of the zombies in an efficient way that I hadn't really anticipated. But yeah, no, ignoring the bungee zombies really made it difficult because you have to use so much sun to build up some of these plants, and it was just not easy. And, oh, did we get a 3rd one or something? Oh no, that was just a warning, never mind. But yeah, as you can see, using the squash immediately, that Gargantuar was done, and that kind of, it helped, it really did. It helps to know that, in my opinion, as a Plants vs. Zombies player. And boom, another one dead, and another one dead. I mean, that Gargantuar got through because we simply ran out of squash. But I had to fight for my life to try and not lose that level, because I really didn't want to lose that level. And yeah, we get our final big wave, another 4 flag level, and boom, I just gave up and let them hit the lawnmowers. And now Zomboss, I was honestly wondering in my head for the longest time how this boss battle was going to look at 10 times speed, and it looks a little weird, but I actually don't mind it that much. Regardless, yeah, here we are, and I always made sure to have at least one of both plants, because I didn't make the same mistake I did during my main play of this game, because, yeah, if you watch that, then you know I was foolish to use the plants, not understanding how the boss battle worked, and then I had to replay it, and yeah, that was fun. But here, I was wise, and I did it in one try, and as you can see, we're slowly getting the thing out of the way, and again, the Gargantuars aren't really a problem, the football zombies aren't really a problem. They got placed around the same time as the Gargantuar, so I just froze both of them at the same time and let the plants wail on them. And yeah, he started throwing vans down, I dealt with the vans, and I can't, it's moving so quick, there's so many technical things I'd like to talk about, but I can't really talk about it. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was watching Omrecker at that time, and anyway, I'll let me take care of this. See ya.
Okay, well, I nearly forgot how to record on the computer because I just put the headphones down. Holy shit. Yeah, we got the 2nd life achievement. That's it, guys. We've done it. I mean, it probably feels a little anticlimactic, and also a little lower energy than what people probably anticipated. But that's it. Plants vs. Zombies is done. And yeah, we just spent 2 hours watching that shit. I've got all these achievements. I've got one more video of Plants vs. Zombies to make, and it's only going to be a proof of completion video. That's all it's going to be. It's just going to be a quick, under 10-minute video of me just showing off, yeah, I got all the achievements, I beat all the minigames, all that jazz. And that's it. But yeah, we beat the adventure mode. Adventure 1 and 2. And it's all done. And the series is done. We did this. 2 hours, a good bunch of Omrecker Dead by Daylight videos, and exhaustion. I am so tired from what I've had to do today. But I'm recording this on a Monday, November 27th. I don't know when this will be getting out to you because I have like the whole rest of the week already planned for videos, and yeah, I don't know. But we finally beat this once and for all. Plants vs. Zombies as a series is done until I hit up the 2nd game, but that'll probably be later down the line. I'm talking like it starts up again 12 days of Christmas, and even then, I don't even know. Regardless, this series has gone on longer than I thought it would, I completely forgot about the fact that there is an adventure 2, but we beat it, and now the series can rest easy, knowing that it's been completed to the best of its ability, and yeah. So, with that being said, thank you everyone so much for watching. You probably picked up on it by now, but in case you haven't, the entire playlist for it is in the description below. It's under the description of every video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Magic Silver. Like, comment, subscribe for more. There's more gaming and vlogs about what comes. I will see you all very, very soon. Later, guys.